Happening now, a Jamestown man charged in a 2019 fatal shooting case has taken a plea deal. Plus, the push to vaccinate teens across New York, why state officials say it's an important step in battling COVID-19 here locally.
Well, we have some heavy rain on the way, and we are watching it because there could be some flooding issues tomorrow. We'll time it all out and more as the news at noon starts right now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
A Jamestown man charged in a 2019 fatal shooting in Chautauqua County has pled guilty in the case in what his attorney says was a great deal for his client. Thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. Chautauqua County Public Defender Ned Barone tells us his client Julio Montanez appeared in a county courtroom for a pretrial hearing yesterday, taking a plea deal with the Cattaraugus County District Attorney's Office, who was prosecuting that case. Under the deal, Barone says Montanez pled guilty to criminally negligent homicide, a Class E nonviolent felony. Montanez was previously charged with second-degree murder and 2 counts of second-degree attempted murder in the death of 29-year-old Justin Gibbons. Gibbons, a Mayville man, was allegedly shot and killed by Montanez following a dispute in an alley on West Main Street in Sherman just after 1:30 in the morning on October 6, 2019. Gibbons was shot multiple times while attempting to flee that area in a vehicle, investigators said. Montanez's attorney says this plea was a great deal for his client, who could have faced life in prison on the other charge. Barone says his client will now be sentenced to 1 to 4 years intermediate. However, Montanez has been booked behind bars for 2 years at Chautauqua County Jail. That time, Barone says, will be recognized during sentencing on October 4th. State leaders are ramping up their push to vaccinate youth against COVID-19 across New York. This is 4 new deaths and 185 additional infections were reported here in Chautauqua County. According to the county's COVID-19 dashboard, there are now 466 cases active countywide, with 34 people in the hospital. Of the new cases reported from over the weekend, 80 are in the Jamestown area. As for vaccinations, New York State's Department of Health reporting 68,000 people have received at least 1 dose of the vaccine, making up 53% of the population. The 7-day average percent positivity rate is at 9.1%, and the CDC continuing to mark our area under a high level of community transmission. New York Governor Kathy Hochul today continued her push to get youth 12 to 17 vaccinated against the virus as part of her #VaxToSchool campaign.
We're hitting the road. We're taking vans out there. I announced a couple weeks ago, we announced a Vax to School campaign. And we're targeting the communities with low vaccination rates among young people, particularly communities of color. And we set up a web page for parents. We set up all kinds of information. And I also said we're going to bring pop-ups. We'll make it so easy on you. And that's what you see behind me.
The governor says over the next 12 weeks, the State Department of Health will be working with localities, community-based organizations, and healthcare centers on the ground to establish 120 new vaccination sites in all regions of the state. In partnership with the state, each region will be hosting 2 new events per week. There will also be additional outreach efforts tailored to best meet those communities. As for vaccinations here locally, the State Department of Health reporting 68,000 people have received at least 1 dose of the vaccine, making up 53% of the population. There are no more than 62,000 people considered to be fully vaccinated. Well, hurry up and wait. New information from Pfizer on COVID-19 vaccine for kids has some parents wondering when they can get their children vaccinated. As Britt Conway reports for us, there are 4 steps that need to happen first.
All done.
It's all done. All done.
Almost all done. We're closing in on a COVID-19 vaccine for kids 5 to 11. Pfizer-BioNTech announced Monday trial data shows a lower dose of their vaccine was both safe and effective for kids in that age group. And it can't come soon enough. COVID-19 cases have continued to increase exponentially among kids in the U.S. and now account for nearly 26% of all cases reported nationwide, with nearly 226,000 new cases over the past week.
It's a serious issue among children, and the best way to protect them is with this vaccine.
But before shots can go into arms, there are 4 steps that have to happen first. Step 1, Pfizer needs to request emergency use authorization from the FDA. Step 2, the FDA needs to amend the vaccine's EUA to include younger people. Step 3, the CDC must recommend the vaccine for this age group. Step 4, once the CDC and FDA sign off, a rollout could begin. Health experts predict shots could be available by the end of October. Then it'll be up to parents. But those experts worry that's where things could stall.
It's going to be hard to get these children vaccinated, just as hard as adults to get them vaccinated unless we have mandates.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
Britt, thank you. Johnson & Johnson said today that a 2-dose version of its coronavirus vaccine is 94% effective in protecting against symptomatic infection. The company adding that based on its ongoing phase 2 trial, 2 doses offers 100% protection against severe or critical disease in the U.S. The company's shot has so far been administered to almost 15 million Americans as a single dose. Lawmakers in Jamestown are hearing more about an agreement to allow retired city workers to move their insurance coverage to a Medicare Advantage plan. Jamestown Mayor Eddie Sundquist previously tasked Councilman at Large Jeff Russell with heading up a committee on the subject. Russell has worked with those from the city's administration and employees, both current and retired, on developing the plan over the last 8 months. The councilman addressed his fellow lawmakers during last night's meeting, saying his group is proposing to have retirees and their spouses 65 and older voluntarily opt in to these changes.
If they choose to move over, they're going to be able to try this plan for approximately 1 year. At the end of 1 year, if they don't like what they see or if they don't feel that it's going well, they can move back over to the self-funded plan.
He says the retired workers are going to get health insurance for free for a period of 5 years, and at the end of that time, they would be locked in at their current rate they're paying. If all goes well, the municipality is expected to save up to 5 figures a year from the change in insurance. Well, we thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. Let us know what you think about these stories and more in the comment section down below. Great to see Corey. Good to see Don, Linda, Elizabeth, Jesse, Wendy, and Tori. Hopefully you all are having a great day. We appreciate you tuning in to us on Facebook Live. And those of you who might be watching us on your television, if you haven't downloaded the Channel 716 app on Roku, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's so easy. And by the way, it's free. All local content coming to you, not just the news, but a ton of extra fun things coming up, and we'll love to see you. Well, it's a beautiful day outside. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter joining us live with a wonderful shot over Whedon Park at Peaches and Cream. Hey, you know, everybody's got to get their garbage taken out. What are you going to do? Live television.
So. I mean, you know, I guess it's garbage day at down there in Randolph at Randolph Peaches and Cream. The Skycam showing you garbage day. But yeah, minus the garbage truck, we actually have some sunshine peeking through.
Oh gosh, this is too funny.
68, let's just move past that. 68 degrees over Whedon Park right now. And we've had a few rain showers that have moved through this morning. And this is pretty much what I call the prelude to what's coming tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be a very wet, soggy day, and there is going to be the chance for some flooding issues tomorrow with heavy rainfall. So we are watching that. We'll talk more about that a little bit later on, but it does look like maybe some minor flooding could be possible through the day tomorrow. So again, we'll have to watch that as we go through the day on Wednesday. 78 was the high yesterday, started the day at 61, 91 and 32 are the record highs and lows. That record low was set back in 1897. Woo! It's been a long time since it's been that cold on this day. Just lots of clouds around for today. A sprinkle possible through the afternoon. Cooler and a bit breezy, 68 to 77. We will see some wind gusts, possibly near 30 miles an hour. Now, tomorrow really is going to be a twofold. We've got the first day of spring, first day of fall, not spring, and then we've got some heavy rain. We'll talk about that heavy rain and how much rain we could pick up with that 7-day forecast later in the show. Justin?
Yeah, important details for everyone to know. We'll see you back in about 10 minutes to talk about that. Thanks, Dakota. New York Climate Week officially kicked off yesterday, and Governor Kathy Hochul already announcing new measures to help the environment. At the Climate Week opening ceremony in NYC, the governor announced 2 major green energy infrastructure projects to power the city with wind, solar, and hydropower products, all here from upstate New York and Canada. The project will focus on reducing the reliance on fossil fuels, lower carbon emissions, and improve air quality and public health. They'll also accelerate progress to exceed New York's goal to obtain 70% of the state's electricity from renewable sources by 2030 on the path to a zero-emission grid, as outlined in the Climate Leadership and Community Protection Act. Now, if approved, the projects will also create 10,000 family-sustaining jobs, the governor says, statewide, and bring $8.2 billion in economic development. Well, on the 100th anniversary of Presque Isle State Park in Erie, Pennsylvania, officials announced a climate and sustainability plan for that park that will take it to net zero energy. Erie News Now's Lisa Adams was there as the DCNR secretary kicked off a state sustainability tour, and they say that Presque Isle is already a model for some other areas.
Presque Isle State Park is a top destination, bringing in over 4 million visitors a year. But those visitors may face interruptions because of climate issues, storms, high lake levels, and infrastructure damage. So Cindy Adams-Dunn, DCNR secretary, started her climate and sustainability tour here.
So it has all the effects as well as the opportunities here at Presque Isle. And it's our most visited park. You know, with 4 million visitors, we have a chance to influence a lot of people.
The idea is that mitigating those issues and reducing energy consumption will ensure the park remains open to those millions of annual visitors. Park operations manager Matt Green says it means not just reacting when storms happen or lake levels rise.
That plan really spells out for us what those potential measures are that we need to be thinking about on a regular basis so that we're prepared for when those kind of freaker or more kind of anomaly years happen.
The centerpiece of today's announcement plans to add a 280 kilowatt solar canopy array over the parking lot at Beach 8.
The leaders here at Presque Isle and the partners have really stepped up and asked to be a model, and they've asked for a solar array here at Beach 8 that will both shield the cars and shade them, but provide solar electricity to make the park net zero.
On a sunny day like today, cars parked here at Beach 8 get really hot on the outside and the inside. Building this new solar canopy here will harness that energy and turn it into electricity. Other plans include 3 public electric vehicle charging stations at Beach 8 and the addition of a plug-in hybrid minivan and electric motorcycle for Presque Isle's fleet.
Lisa Adams reporting. Thank you. The solar canopy will save about $30,000 a year on electricity. It will reduce the park's carbon footprint, 211,000 pounds. That's equal to taking 20 passenger cars off the roadway annually. Coming up, the latest in a drive-by shooting here in Jamestown, and later, why it might be more expensive this year to deck the halls. Stay with us as WNY News Now continues.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Looking for a new career? New Directions Youth and Family Services is hiring and hosting open interviews on Wednesday, September 29th from noon to 4. We have a wide variety of job openings, from direct care staff to cooks, receptionists, RNs, on-call staff, and more. Learn more at fosteringgood.org.
Located along the Amish Trail, the Randolph Retail Company offers a variety of clothing, jewelry, and gifts for any occasion. Offering uptown merchandise at small-town prices, our locally owned business balances quality and value. With complimentary gift wrap here at the Randolph Retail Company, we pride ourselves in personal service. Check out our Facebook page or stop in today at 127 Main Street, Randolph, just a 20-minute drive from Jamestown.
Welcome to Honest John's Pizzeria, where you are the most important customer.
Everything from freshly made subs to the best of pizza and wings, Honest John's has it all.
And don't forget the ice cream!
Order online today or check out our 2 great locations with buffets ready for every appetite.
Don't I have the best job in the world?
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Police are looking into a drive-by shooting that happened in a residential neighborhood in Jamestown last night. Police Captain Robert Samuelson telling us that several shots were fired from a vehicle in the home of the 700 block of Jefferson Street around 6 o'clock. Police say the home was occupied at the time by several people, including multiple small children. As their investigation continues, those with info in the case are asked to call detectives at 716-483-7537, or you can contact the department's anonymous tips line. That's 483-TIPS. All calls, police say, are confidential. Now, back in 2020, a man was shot following an argument on that same street. At the time, police said the incident was believed to have been targeted and not a random act of violence. A 25-year-old Allegheny man was airlifted following a crash in the town of Carroll yesterday. Town of Carroll police say Nicholas Skolton was driving northeast on Wheeler Hill Road at a high rate of speed when he lost control of his vehicle rounding a sharp curve. Skolton's vehicle, police report, crossed into the opposite lane, left that roadway, and then struck a group of trees. He was then pinned inside and needed to be extricated. Police say that extensive damage. It took them around 40 minutes to get him out of the vehicle because of the damage to it. Skolton was eventually taken to Hammett Hospital in Erie via stat medevac. Well, international travel has been taking a major hit during the pandemic, but now new guidelines might give the industry a jump start it's been waiting for. In today's Consumer Watch, Jen Sullivan takes a closer look at the new rules and how it could impact the economy.
New travel guidelines expected to give international travel a major boost after lagging badly during the pandemic. The U.S. is now easing restrictions on fully vaccinated foreign travelers from the U.K. and European Union, among other countries entering the U.S.
We are very happy about this. We've been pushing on this now for almost 18 months.
The American Society of Travel Advisors joining other industry groups in praising the changes. Starting in November, all international travelers must show they're fully vaccinated before boarding a plane to the U.S. Also, provide proof of a negative COVID-19 test within 3 days of the flight. And under the new rules, they will not be required to quarantine.
In our view, the science has been there to support a system like this for a long time.
The travel industry is celebrating the news. Airlines, hotels, and travel agencies all hoping this will help them recover from huge economic losses.
This is going to supercharge the travel industry's recovery. This is absolutely one of the key parts of the recovery, is restarting the international travel system on which so many of our members depend.
And this may not be just a boost for the U.S. economy. The holidays are around the corner, and in some cases, this travel ban separated families since it was put into place early 2020 to control the spread of COVID-19.
This is important economically. It's also important psychologically, too, for folks to be able to look forward to seeing friends and family after 18 months.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Jen, thank you. The CDC plans to issue a contact tracing order, which will require airlines to collect information from U.S.-bound travelers, including a phone number and email address, to alert travelers of potential exposure. Well, getting your house ready for Santa Claus will be more expensive for Americans this December. The artificial Christmas tree industry expects the price tag on its products to go up by double-digit percentages. Some holiday companies say current global supply problems caused the COVID-19 pandemic, and by shipping expenses are among the reasons why artificial Christmas tree costs are up. The American Christmas Tree Association saying up to $2 billion worth of artificial Christmas trees are sold every year. Can't believe we're talking about that already. The cost of Christmas. Let us know what you think about this and more in the comment section down below. And we thank you to those of you watching us on channel 716 on Roku as well. It's great to see Gina. Good to see Louise, Joe, and Crystal. Wanted to answer your question real quick here on the Facebook live stream. We're talking about a case in Chautauqua County Court for the headline on our live video. You can get all of this and more once the broadcast is over with. This program is available on demand here on Facebook, channel 716 on Roku, and our website. Of course, we have much more information at WNYNewsNow.com. And that'll be the place where you're going to want to be over the next couple of days, because I know, Dakota, you mentioned it up at the top of the show. We're getting ready for some pretty intense flooding, possibly tomorrow. But today it sounds like we're going to have to get through some winds out there.
Yes, and same as it was yesterday, it was a little bit breezy. So the peak wind gust at the airport yesterday was 22 miles an hour. We should do a little better with that today. So, hey, even though it felt like summer yesterday, that little bit of a breeze did help make you feel just a little bit cooler when you stepped outside. Right now, we have just some peaks of sunshine downtown from the HD News Now cam. We're at a pair of 6s as of noon hour. There's that healthy south wind of 13 and a wind gust of 20, and the dew point down to 57. So again, the dew point has dropped back into the 50s, and we're going to see the dew point and the temperatures finally dropping here over the next couple of days. As we mentioned yesterday, tomorrow's the official start of fall. It is the Autumnal Equinox, and basically an equinox is Latin for equal day and night. It's not exactly 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of nighttime, but it's very close across the entire globe. And basically what this means is that the sun's solar rays are directly pointing at the Earth's equator. It's nothing magical or mystical. It's just how the Earth is tilted and how the sun's rays are basically pointing to the equator. That's what it means. Tomorrow's the official start of fall. So, and it's going to be feeling like it too. The strong cold front now just past Chicago, but there's a lot of rain associated with this front, and this front's twofold. Number one, it's going to bring in a change to our weather pattern, which means it will be cooler, but it's also going to bring in some heavy rainfall likely on tomorrow. This is the Weather Prediction Center's excessive rainfall outlook, or what we call the flooding outlook, and we are under a slight risk. That's a level 2 out of 4 for some flash flooding tomorrow. The easternmost areas are under that darker green. That's the marginal, a 1 out of 4. So there could be some heavy rainfall with these storms tomorrow. Let's show it to you on FutureScan. The newest run of the computer modeling shows you just maybe a couple sprinkles through the afternoon today. Otherwise, just socked in cloud cover. There may be a few peaks of sunshine through at least parts of the afternoon. But as we go into the nighttime hours, we're going to see scattered showers developing, especially tonight, and then going into the morning hours tomorrow. We'll actually see the rain increase overnight, and notice we actually do see some heavier pockets of rain starting to push in out of the west as well, and that's going to be really our story for tomorrow. Widespread rain showers through the day tomorrow. Now, this is just one computer model output for rainfall, and again, most of the models we've looked at have been consistent in showing over an inch worth of rainfall in most locations. Look at Bradford, maybe about 1.5 inches worth of rain, and this is going all the way through Thursday morning. So again, there could be more than enough here to cause some low-lying flooding problems, so we're going to have to watch that through the day tomorrow. Maybe some flooding could be possible in localized areas. So again, I would not be a bit surprised if we do see a flood watch issued by the Weather Service sometime today. One's not issued now, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do issue one later this afternoon. Lower 70s for the inland areas today. Clouds are really going to be the story, and it will be breezy with a healthy south wind. The future, we highlight tomorrow in red just to give you that heads up for the heavy rain. The rain tapers through the day on Thursday. A nice day on Friday, 67. Scattered showers both days through the weekend, but neither day a washout. And then we're back to around 70 on Monday. We'll take a break. Be right back.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud.
Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
It's not just what we say, it's what we do.
Local first. It isn't just our slogan. It's our mindset every single day. So whether you're watching our daily live streams or staying up to date with reports on our website and mobile app, you'll always see the same attention to detail from reporters who passionately care about our community, who have one goal in mind: to always put the facts first.
For me, it's more than just getting the forecast right. What I love the most about my job is that I come into work every day to help break down the weather, letting people know how this is going to impact their day. We take pride that First Defense Weather is the only local weather team in the Southern Tier. We don't just copy and paste our weather from outside sources. Every part of our forecast is handmade right here in-house, something our team really takes pride in.
What matters to you matters to us. Every story, every day. WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job. I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing. After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working. I got laid off twice, but you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this. You will find something.
You will find something new.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
For decades of celebrating wine in Northeast, a community whose high school mascot is the Grape Pickers. The Wine Fest there returning this year, starting on Friday. Elspeth Meisner with our news partner Erie News Now has more on business owners who rely on this event for a financial boost.
Gibson Park may be quiet now, but in a few short days, it'll be packed with vendors and wineries for Wine Fest.
We decided to bring it back downtown, and we hope by doing that, festival goers will be able to see our downtown businesses and our local attractions and explore the town itself.
Organizers say for the 40th year, they're bringing Winefest back to its roots in Gibson Park.
Not only does Winefest mean a big boom in businesses for local wineries, but it also means a lot of people coming into local stores and restaurants here in downtown Northeast.
Dawn Van Scooter's business, The Refoundry, is steps away from Gibson Park. She hopes this weekend will be big for her business.
We just welcome people into the shop with their wine glasses and hope that they'll spend money not just on the wineries and on wine itself, but in all of the stores here in Northeast.
She's not the only one who relies on Winefest. Community leaders say it's crucial for the town's survival.
The reason we do Winefest is it helps our Chamber of Commerce survive throughout the year. So having it back this year is wonderful, and we're hoping that it continues from here on in on an annual basis, absolutely.
Van Scooter emphasized that local businesses working together is what makes the town of Northeast so special.
All the business owners do work together to make sure that Winefest and every day here in Northeast is a great experience for everybody who comes to our little town.
Elspeth Meisner, Erie News Now.
Elspeth, thank you. Winefest gets underway Friday afternoon and continues through Sunday. We have more information posted at WNYNewsNow.com. Pretty exciting for so many there. Let us know what you think about that and more in the comments down below. And if you plan to indulge maybe in a little bit of Wine Fest. I know, Dakota, you're not too much of a wine drinker per se, and me neither, but I don't mind tasting wine. And
I like a glass of wine every now and then.
Yeah, just getting the good flavor.
You see, the thing with me is I don't care for the taste of alcohol.
Right.
So that's why I don't really drink too much. So it's like, for me, it has to be
a sweet wine.
Right. Mostly like, I mean, you know, I can take a glass of wine every now and then.
And there are some really, really great local wines. If you haven't been able to get to Northern Chautauqua County or Northeast PA, I really recommend it. There are incredible, beautiful vineyards. And
well, actually,
it's
you know, I mean, you know, when I go to Buffalo, we don't take the thruway. We go 60. And you take Route 60 all the way out, and you pass a lot of the grapevines and you know, a lot of the grape farms that are out in the central and northern part of Chautauqua County. And during the season, you can just roll your windows down and smell the grapes.
Oh yeah, and as they're harvesting it, I'd imagine it's probably, hopefully, the same case today. They're going to want to get most of their harvesting done before Wednesday for sure, because that'll be something. And one of the big things that I think a lot of people are looking forward to, we're going to start to see that rain tonight.
Yes, so the rain is going to start tonight, but it's really going to uptick in the overnight hours. 59 to 66 will be the lows tonight, and it still will be breezy. And again, we are watching tomorrow for the potential for some localized flooding. We don't have a flood watch yet, but I would not be a bit surprised if the Weather Service does issue one for tomorrow, Justin.
Yeah, certainly we're going to keep our eyes on it at WNYNewsNow.com. That's it for us today. We're back here at noon. Hope to see you then.